everyone, thanks for tuning in. This is my latest edition of the new fabric arrivals that we've had into the shop. I think it was July was the last time I did one of these videos, so we've obviously had quite a few new things in since then. So I wanted to just take you through my kind of top picks of that just now. I'll link to the blog post below that has got more photos of the fabrics, and it'll have all of the links to it as well, so you could, that's kind of the best place to check out the ones that I'm specifically talking about here. But remember, you can always look at the just arrived section of the website, which is where all of our new things come in, so that will help you keep like really up to date if you don't want to miss anything that is new. If we're ever out of stock of anything, then you can always email us as well, and we can let you know if we're getting any more, or we can if we can get some more, then we can email you as soon as it comes in, so you don't feel like you need to miss out. But without further ado, I want to get started and show you some of these fabrics. So the first ones I want to show you, all of them definitely have a more autumnal feel, so in terms of colour and also the type of fabric they are, but I do have a selection of a few kind of more lighter weight fabrics, but the colours are really lovely and autumnal. So the first couple that I've got are viscoses. They're 100% viscose, so they're really beautiful, they're lovely and drapey. So if I open some out, then you'll be able to sort of see the amount of movement that it's got. So this one's kind of like almost like a kind of purpley browny background with nice little ditzy flowers on it. And then I have also got this one, so it's a viscose as well, but it's like a nice kind of lovely deep sort of red colour with sort of floral, not floral, it's like a leafy, like a white leaf design on it. So these are going to be really good for little tops and blouses. We recently had the Deer and Doe Hoya pattern come in. I've got that here, I can show you. So it's kind of like a wrap over sort of blouse, and it recommends cotton voile, rayon, silk or crepe de chine. So it needs something that's got a lot of movement in it. You could use it to make the new Green Line Hadley top as well, or a Scout tee would also be good. So anything where you don't want it to feel too bulky, or you want it to have a lot of movement, or if it's something that's got gathers in it as well, then it's quite good, because if you've got a garment that's got gathers in it, you don't want it to feel too bulky, but this fabric won't feel like that because it's lovely and lightweight and drapey. So that's the viscoses. Then I've got a selection of cotton lawns, which are obviously quite lightweight, but the colours are really lovely and autumnal, so they're going to all be good for like tops and blouses as well. So I'll show you some of them, and then I'll give you some pattern suggestions too. So this one here is a print that we've had before, but this is a lovely new colourway of it. So it's got a sort of olivey background to it, and then these gorgeous kind of orange, burnt orange browny birds. This one's Flying Flock Sunset, and then the next two are kind of mustardy. So if you like mustard, you're going to love these ones. So this one is actually just come back into stock. It's not brand new, but it was really popular the first time round. It's such a beautiful, lovely, rich mustard in the background, and then it's got these gorgeous kind of bluey turquoise leaves and birds and kind of raspberry flowers. The colours on that are just absolutely gorgeous. And then this one's also got quite a mustard vibe as well. It's a bit more of a sort of muted mustard, I would say, this one. And then it's got these lovely kind of white flowers on it with blue leaves as well. So that's another one for mustard lovers, which I'm sure there are a lot of you out there. And then the other cotton ones I've got more of kind of blue vibe to them. So some of you might have seen me put this one on Instagram the other week. Totally love this print. It's like big gorgeous leaves, like palm leaves. That's in a navy. I'm going to make a Green Line Hadley top out of that. And then again, we've had this print before, but not in this colourway or on this cloth. So it's a cotton lawn too. It is the Swooping Swans one. We did have it previously. Oh, it was black background and it was a viscose spandex. So same print, but now it's on cotton lawn, and it's got this beautiful, lovely blue coloured background. So I think that is another gorgeous one for this time of year. And then the next two are the same print but different colourways, and it's a really kind of lovely sort of delicate, more kind of vintagey floral vibe to it. So we've got the navy here, which is really nice, and yeah, it's just like a really nice sort of detailed floral print to it. And then this one here is the lighter blue one. So again, that's also really nice, just sort of kind of softer colour palette to it. So yeah, all of these cotton lawn fabrics are going to be good for blouses and shirts. I feel like there's lots of really lovely shirt options now. As the years have gone on, there's just more and more different ones. There's the Deer and Joe Mellow, there's the Soaholic Oak Ridge in Granville, there's the Deer and Doe, I never say this right, the Deer and Doe Bruyere, I'm sorry, I find it really hard to pronounce. That's the one that's got the kind of waistband, so it gives nice waist definition, it's a really nice one. There's the Cashmerette Harrison shirt, the Grainline Archer, the Grainline Alder, so there's loads and loads of really nice shirt options, but these cotton lawns are just nice and crisp and they press really well, so they lend themselves to that kind of garment where you want that kind of, you know, you've got a nice button placket or something. They are suitable for dresses as well, but because they are obviously a cotton lawn which is lighter, you're probably going to want to consider lining it if it's going to be more for this time of year and you want it to just kind of have a bit more structure and body to it. If you're planning on wearing it with tights, then you might want to go for more like an anti-static lining. Otherwise, just line it with a plain cotton lawn. Or you could just line the bodice and leave the skirt. Depends on the style of the garment really. If you've got quite a lot of pleats in the skirt section or gathers, then you might feel like there's sort of enough fabric and body there without lining it. But it would really just sort of depend on the style of dress really, and how much kind of coverage or how much sort of bulk and kind of warmth you wanted it to have. The other viscose that we've got that I didn't show you the first time round is this one here, which is another beautiful kind of detailed bird print. This has actually got a bit of spandex in it as well, so it's got a bit of stretch, but it's really, really pretty. The detail of the birds is just lovely. So again, like nice tops and blouses is going to be good for that one. So the next range of fabrics that I want to show you are, in fact, we've got two more polyester crepes which sort of fit into that more kind of lighter weight floaty vibe. We've got a navy and this lovely emerald green, and if I just open a little bit out of that for you just to show you the drape it's got, it's really, really lovely. This is going to be, I think that'd be nice even as just like a little cami. I know it sounds quite plain, but nice to like layer under things, and it's just the drape on it's beautiful. So again, nice tops and blouses for those ones, or a nice dress as well. I think a dress would be good. A dress that's like gathered or just has got more sort of fabric in it, so you can kind of drape and move. I think that'd be nice. Then the next ones that I've got are more kind of wintry, cozier types of fabric. So we've had a new range of wool rich Bookleys in. We've got 6 colours altogether, but I've got 3 here to show you. So my favourite ones are this mint green. Then we've also got a kind of blush pink colour, which we've called nude. And then I've also brought the mustard over to show you, but we do also have quite a bright blue, a nice rich kind of deep purple colour, and then like a nice bright raspberry pink as well. So they're all the same cloth, they're just in different colours, and it is 60% wool and 40% acrylic, so the back of it sort of looks woven with a kind of pilled effect, and then the front is like this just lovely kind of boucle, almost like a boiled wool kind of texture to it. It's quite dense. So it's going to be good for more like your nice big kind of chunky sturdy winter coat. So it'd be really good for the Closet Case Patterns Clear coat. So that, you know, that kind of style of coat where it's like just, you know, it's like a bit more structured and it's going to be like really nice and cozy, that kind of vibe. That's the sort of thing you want to make with that. And then these other wools that I've got here on the rolls behind me are more kind of lighter weight ones. So if I bring out this one to show you, so you can kind of see the drape and movement it's got. So these are lightweight wools. So they are going to be cosy because they've got wool in them, but you can see that they just drape much, much more. So these ones would be good for skirts. We had the new Deer and Doe Azara skirt in, and it recommends a lightweight wool. You could do that. It's got sort of button down button placket at the front, and then it's got these panels which mean that it's going to flare a little bit, but you also want it to have drape, and that's what this fabric's got. I think it would be good for a dress too, like a lined, obviously you'd have to line it because it's wool, but I think it would be really nice for a winter dress as well, because it's not going to feel like bulky under your arms, and it would just keep you nice and cosy too. Or like a kind of pinafore, sort of pinafore dress, I think would be nice. In fact, I've just had a thought that there's a Jennifer Lauren handmade pinafore dress, which I think it's got, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's got like sort of big rounded tabs that come over. I think that would be lovely in that. I'll put the name below because I can't remember it right now. And then we have also got this other lightweight one here it's called Silver Lightweight Wool Rich. It's 60% wool, 40% acrylic as well, and it's like woven with black and kind of grey thread, so it's got a really lovely texture to it, and it's got that kind of like diagonal weave detail in it, so it's really nice as well. And again, you can see that it's got this drape and movement, so skirts, dresses, or like just a kind of casual blazer I think would be nice as well. And then these two are the same ones but in different colourways, and the texture of these ones is just really, really gorgeous. So one's kind of purpley, and well, it is purple, and one is like a sort of kind of light mossy green colour, but it's also got sort of coloured textured dots in it as well, so kind of orangey and yellow in the purple one, and yeah, it's the same in the green one as well. So it's just got this really beautiful texture to it. Again, quite light. It's probably not quite as lightweight as the other ones, but it does still have drape and movement in it. So it's not like those wool boucle ones I was showing you, which sort of hold their shape a bit more. This one definitely does drape and move, so that's why it's better for those kind of more sort of flowing garments or closer fitting ones. Then the last two I've got are back in that kind of more chunkier vibe of fabric. So this first one is, so it's navy and white stretch boucle. It's cotton, 1% lycra and polyester as well, so it does have a bit of stretch, and the sort of weave of it kind of lends itself to giving it stretch and movement too. It's very textured, it's gorgeous. The blue is just a really nice blue. You know how sometimes you just get that blue that is just really, really nice. It feels gorgeous, so this one would be good. It's not stiff, like it doesn't hold its shape that much, but obviously it is quite thick and chunky as well, so I would say it's going to be good just like a kind of straight skirt, maybe like just sort of not a pencil skirt, but just like more kind of maybe like a straighter fitted skirt. A Grainline Morris blazer I think would be nice, or quite a chunky cardigan like the driftless cardigan, yeah, that's what it's called, isn't it? I think it'd be nice in that as well. You know, it is a bit more kind of chunky and heavier, so just bear that in mind. I don't think you'd want anything that's going to be like, if it's got sleeves, I don't think you'd want anything that was like really kind of fitted, because I think it might feel quite chunky and bulky. But you know, if it's like an over garment, you know, like that kind of chunky cardigan coat sort of blazer vibe, then you'd be fine. And then this other one, which is, this is burnt orange boucle. It's acrylic, polyester and 26% wool. So it's going to be, in terms of warmth, probably going to be cosier than the blue one because it's got that wool content in it. And this is the right side here, and it's got quite a sort of loose weave to it, so it's lovely and textured, and it just basically reminds me of a pile of autumn leaves that you would want to walk through in the pavement and hear that crunch. It's just, the colours are just really, just say autumn, and it's got a bit of give in it as well because it's got that looser weave. So again, Grainline Morris blazer, that type of garment, or like a kind of cosy oversized cardigan, I think it'd be good for that too, because it doesn't hold. You can see that it sort of like drapes a little bit and kind of hangs. It doesn't hold its shape. I think if you did want to make some more like a structured coat with it, you would have to provide that stability with something else, so either like an interlining or an interfacing, just to give it that body. But yeah, it's another really gorgeous one for autumn. So that brings me up to my sort of roundup of fabrics that we've had new in at the moment. I hope you found that useful. I shall be back again next week with a few tips on how to use form tape interfacing. I've been making some garments recently using that, and I wanted to just share how you can use it. So I'll be back with that. So if you've not subscribed already, hit subscribe and you'll not miss the next video. But yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. If anybody's got any questions, then just let me know in the comments below and I shall try to answer them. And until next time, bye!